What do you think was the worst year in human history to be alive? You might guess a world war, a pandemic year. But historians point to a year you've probably never even heard of or know about because it's happened long ago. The year is 536 AD, and what happened that year nearly ended civilization as they knew it. For over 1,000 years, no one knew why it happened. Let's go back and find out. In the year 535, life was ordinary. Farmers tended their fields. Cities bustled with trade. The sun rose every morning like it always had. The Byzantine Empire was thriving. Crops were healthy. No one had any idea what was coming. Then, in early 536, something happened in the sky that no one could explain. A strange fog spread across Europe, the Middle East, and parts of Asia. The sun dimmed. For months, some accounts say it barely gave off any warmth at all. A Byzantine historian at the time wrote that the sun gave off light, without real brightness like the moon. This wasn't a normal cloudy day. This haze lasted on and off for over a year. Temperatures dropped sharply. Summer snow was reported in parts of China. It was, by some measurements, the coldest decade in the past 2,000 years. No one alive at the time knew why. For over 1,000 years, this mystery went unsolved. Without real sunlight, crops couldn't grow. Fields that should have been full of wheat stayed bare. Farmers who had fed entire cities for generations now had nothing to harvest. Tree rings from this exact period, found all over the world, show almost no growth at all, a permanent scar left in nature itself. The endless winter had begun, and it wouldn't let go for years. With no harvests, food supplies collapsed. Famine spread across entire regions within months. Historical records describe people surviving on tree bark and grinding roots into flour just to have something to eat.
That is all it buys. Take it or leave it.
Prices for basic grain skyrocketed.
Please, I need
what
more
used
for
to
my
feed a
family.
family for a month now barely lasted a week. In the hardest-hit regions, entire communities were forced to migrate, searching for anywhere that still had food. This single climate event may have caused one of the worst famines in recorded history. The Byzantine Empire, one of the most powerful civilizations on Earth, was hit especially hard. Tax revenue collapsed, armies weakened. Emperor Justinian's ambitious plans to rebuild the Roman Empire began to unravel. And just when things couldn't seem to get worse, they did. In 541 AD, just 5 years after the sky went dark, a new horror arrived by ship, a disease historians now call the Plague of Justinian. It spread through the same trade routes that carried grain and goods, and within weeks, it reached the capital city. At its peak, records describe thousands of people dying every single day in Constantinople alone. Some historians estimate this plague, combined with the ongoing famine, may have killed as much as half the population in some regions. This wasn't just a bad year, it was a chain reaction, darkness, famine, and disease, one leading directly into the next. The years that followed became known as the start of the late antique Little Ice Age, a cooling period that lasted over a century. Some historians believe this single decade helped trigger the decline of entire civilizations and reshaped the course of European history. For over 1,000 years, historians knew the suffering was real. They just didn't know what had caused it.
Yes!
The answer wouldn't come until 2018, when scientists finally found the missing piece. By studying ancient ice cores from Switzerland, researchers found traces of volcanic ash dating exactly to early 536. A massive volcanic eruption, likely in Iceland, had thrown enough ash into the atmosphere to block sunlight across the entire northern hemisphere. 2 more eruptions followed in the years after, extending the darkness even further. The mystery of 536 finally had an answer. 536 AD teaches us something important. It doesn't take a war to bring a civilization to its knees. Sometimes it just takes the sky. A single natural event triggered a chain reaction of famine, disease, and collapse that reshaped the world for over a century. It's a reminder of just how connected and how fragile the systems we depend on really are. 536 AD may be over 1,000 years behind us, but the story of the deadliest year to be alive still has something to teach us today.